On a moonlit beach, where the waves gently lap at the shore, a dark shape emerges from the water. At first glance, it appears to be a seal, but as the creature approaches, something seems different. The seal's form begins to shift, its skin folding away to reveal a breathtakingly beautiful woman. This is no ordinary seal, nor is she an ordinary person. This is the Selkie, a creature of Celtic lore that has captivated imaginations for centuries. The Selkie, derived from the Scottish Gaelic word silkie, meaning seal, is a shapeshifter that inhabits the liminal space between sea and land, animal and human. These enigmatic beings are most vividly depicted in the folklore of the Orkney and Shetland Islands, where the cliffs teem with seals and the line between reality and myth is often indistinct. Similar legends can be found in Norse mythology, but what sets the Selkie apart is its dual nature. Selkies are not merely seals or humans. They are both, embodying the tension and harmony between two worlds. In their seal form, Selkies are nearly indistinguishable from ordinary seals. However, a keen observer might notice an unusual intelligence in their eyes, a glimmer of the human soul within. The true magic of the Selkie unfolds when it sheds its seal skin on land, transforming into a person of extraordinary beauty. Selkie women are often described as having flowing dark hair and deep, soulful eyes, while Selkie men are said to be irresistibly handsome and charming. Central to Selkie lore is the magical seal skin, which is far more than a simple covering. It is the key to their transformative ability, allowing them to shift between their seal and human forms. Without it, a Selkie is trapped in human form, unable to return to the sea. This vulnerability is often exploited in tales where humans steal and hide the Selkie's skin, forcing them to remain on land. Selkies in their human guise are often portrayed as gentle yet melancholy. They possess a deep, unbreakable connection to the sea, which manifests in various ways. Many are said to be gifted singers, their voices carrying haunting melodies of their ocean home. Some tales attribute them with other magical abilities, such as calming storms or summoning seals. While not immortal, Selkies are believed to have lifespans measured in centuries rather than decades. Selkies can form deep bonds with humans, even falling in love and having children. These Selkie children often bear subtle marks of their supernatural heritage, such as webbed fingers and toes. However, the call of the sea is a constant presence in a Selkie's life. A Selkie kept from the ocean will pine for it, becoming increasingly unhappy and even sickly. If a land-bound Selkie ever recovers its sealskin, the pull of the sea is almost always too powerful to resist, even if it means leaving behind human loved ones. Selkie stories often serve as cautionary tales, weaving themes of love, loss, and the folly of trying to tame the wild nature of both the natural world and ourselves. They reflect the complex relationship between humans and the sea, a provider that can instantly turn perilous. One of the most famous Selkie stories is the Fisherman's Tale. It begins on a remote island off the coast of Scotland, where a lonely fisherman lives. He is a quiet man, more comfortable with the company of the sea and his boat than with other people. Each day, he casts his nets into the deep, mysterious waters. One misty morning, as the fisherman walks along the shore, he hears a beautiful and sorrowful melody. Curious, he follows the sound to a hidden cove, where he sees the most beautiful woman he has ever encountered. Her long, dark hair cascades down her back, and her eyes hold the depths of the sea. Beside her lies a seal skin. Realizing she is a Selkie, the fisherman remembers his grandfather's tales, warning never to interfere with their lives. But overcome by her beauty and his own loneliness, he makes a fateful decision. While she is distracted by her song, he creeps forward and snatches the seal skin, hiding it in his coat. When the Selkie realizes her skin is gone, she weeps bitterly. Feeling a mix of guilt and hope, the fisherman offers her comfort and his home. With no way to return to the sea, the Selkie reluctantly agrees to go with him, and they are soon married. To all appearances, they live happily. The Selkie is a dutiful wife, and in time, she bears the fisherman 2 children. The family becomes known in the village for their strange beauty, with the children having dark, liquid eyes and subtle webbing between their fingers and toes. Despite the seeming domestic bliss, there is always a sadness about the Selkie. Often the fisherman finds her staring out at the sea, singing mournful songs in a language he cannot understand. Though she cares for him and loves their children deeply, it is clear that a part of her is missing, a part that longs for the freedom of the ocean. 7 years pass in this way. One day, while the fisherman is out at sea, his curious young son plays in the attic and discovers an old chest. Inside, he finds a strange, sleek skin. Excited by his discovery, he brings it to his mother. The moment the Selkie lays eyes on her long-lost seal skin, a change comes over her. The sadness that has clouded her eyes for 7 years lifts, replaced by a wild joy. She hugs her children tightly, tears streaming down her face, and whispers words of love and farewell. With her seal skin clutched to her chest, she runs to the shore. The fisherman, returning from his day's fishing, sees her just as she reaches the water's edge. He calls out to her, his voice filled with desperation and regret, but it is too late. The Selkie turns back once, her eyes meeting the fisherman's. In that moment, he sees both gratitude for the life and children they have shared and the irresistible call of her true home. Then, she dons her seal skin and dives into the waves, disappearing beneath the surface. It is said that on quiet nights, the fisherman and his children sometimes see a lone seal near the shore, watching them with strangely intelligent eyes. And sometimes, carried on the wind, they hear a haunting melody, a bittersweet song of love, loss, and the eternal call of the sea. Selkie myths have deep cultural connections to coastal communities, particularly in Scotland, Ireland, and other North Atlantic regions. These shape-shifting creatures are far more than simple folklore. They embody the complex relationship between humans and the sea that has defined life in these areas for centuries. Selkie tales often explore the tension between freedom and captivity. The common trope of a human stealing a Selkie's skin to keep them on land serves as a powerful metaphor for humanity's attempt to control nature, or perhaps even a person's true self. These stories often conclude with the Selkie reclaiming their freedom, reinforcing the idea that wild creatures, like the natural world itself, cannot truly be owned or constrained by human desires. Stories of Selkies forming deep bonds with humans, only to eventually return to the sea, reflect the bittersweet nature of love and the pain of inevitable partings. For coastal communities all too familiar with the sea's dangers, these tales may have served as a way to process grief, particularly for those lost to the waves. Psychologist Sharon Blakey, in a BBC podcast, notes that the image of the lost skin in Selkie stories can symbolize various forms of personal loss or a profound sense of exile from one's true self. Selkie lore is rich with tales of captivity, freedom, and human-Selkie interactions. Here are a few notable stories. The Great Selkie of Sul Skerry, an Orkney ballad that flips the typical narrative by featuring a woman who bears a child to a male Selkie. He foretells their son's tragic fate, highlighting the often doomed nature of human-Selkie relationships. Copaconan, the Seal Woman, a Faroese folktale about a farmer who steals a Selkie's skin and forces her to become his wife. Years later, she reclaims her skin and returns to the sea, leaving behind a poignant message about her divided loyalties. The Selkie of Unst, a Shetland tale that offers a rare, positive spin on human-Selkie interactions. A man befriends a Selkie woman without resorting to trickery or captivity. In turn, she helps him save his sheep from a storm, suggesting the possibility of mutual respect between the two realms. Selkies have smoothly swum from ancient folklore into the currents of modern culture. In literature, these shapeshifters continue to enchant readers. Rosalie K. Fry's The Secret of Ronmore Skerry weaves Selkie lore into a tale of family and heritage, while Scottish author George Mackay Brown frequently incorporated Selkie themes in his works, reflecting their enduring importance in Orcadian culture. Cinema has also embraced Celtic mythology. Films like Undine, starring Colin Farrell, offer a contemporary take on the Celtic myth. The animated film Song of the Sea beautifully incorporates Selkie lore into a touching story about family and loss, earning an Academy Award nomination. While Selkies are creatures of myth, the roots of these legends may lie in real-world observations. The geographical distribution of Selkie myths aligns closely with the habitats of gray and harbor seals along the North Atlantic coasts. Their behavior, especially during breeding seasons when they spend more time ashore, could have inspired stories of creatures moving between sea and land. Seals possess remarkably expressive eyes and faces, often described as almost human-like, fueling imaginations about these animals harboring a secret, more human nature. Though seals don't literally shed their skin, they do undergo an annual molt, which might have inspired the concept of Selkies shedding their seal forms. Selkies are far more than mere fantasy. They embody the complex relationship between humans and the sea, its beauty, danger, mystery, and power. Selkie tales touch on profound human experiences, the yearning for transformation, the delicate balance between freedom and belonging, and the bittersweet nature of love. They speak to the part of us that longs for magic, for mystery, and for a deeper connection to the natural world. What do you think of the Selkie? Have you seen one, or do you think they're just an old wives' tale? Whether real or imagined, the Selkie remains a powerful symbol of the wild, untamed spirit that resides within us all.